I hope that I've become #1 in your hearts and minds, and I hope you realize that I want this job as Miss Arkansas's Outstanding Teen, and I'm ready to represent Arkansas.
I think she started when she was 9, doing the Diamond State Princess program with Lauren English, who has been a wonderful role model all of these years, and was with her for 4 years as a Diamond State Princess, and just saw what the pageant did for her, and I think that that's probably what made her want to compete.
My mom actually, she was in pageants when she was younger, and so I always grew up kind of with her being in pageants, telling me what it was like, but it wasn't until I was a Diamond State Princess and my queen was Lauren English that I really wanted to be in pageants myself, and I saw that she had so much fun and that it did so much for her and for her life, so I wanted to do that whenever I got older.
I think Maddie she's pretty competitive in general, and so that aspect of it I think is what really kind of drove her.
She's very driven anyway, and she loves to always make herself better. And I think that she's the kind of person that likes to make people feel good about themselves, and that she saw that she could do that more as a title holder.
Well, I remember when Maddie did her first pageant, which was Miss Lakeside, and that was probably whenever she was in 9th grade, I would say. I went and watched her. She won Miss Lakeside, and that's whenever I saw her really just dive deep into the pageant system. After that, she went on to compete in the Miss Arkansas Outstanding Teen organization, which is a lot more intense than your local high school pageant.
We saw her try so hard in every aspect of competition, and practice doing many mock interviews. She practiced her talent a lot. As a matter of fact, we got tired of hearing it. And I just think that she was just mentally better prepared as well to go and to do her best, and it paid off.
And I just remember she was so nervous because just making that jump, again, like I said, from going from a local pageant to a state pageant is just huge in and of itself. You have to do interview and different meticulous things like bathing suit and just stuff like that that's not really in your local pageants. So I knew it was going to be a big step for her.
This past year at Miss Arkansas's Outstanding Teen, I had such a fun time. It was so real because it was my last time to be competing as a teen, and so I kind of had that in the back of my head the whole time, but I just went out there. I truly just went there as myself. And I was so prepared this year. I walked into my interview and I was not nervous at all. And so that's something that I really had to work towards, just being able to walk in front of a room with 7 judges and be able to not be nervous and to go in there and answer anything that they would throw at me. That's kind of how I went about it this year. And so ever since my interview, the things that I did on stage, I did it all knowing that I was myself the whole time.
After winning first place in the interview and 3rd runner-up at Miss Arkansas's Outstanding Teen, Maddie was ready to move on to a much bigger form of competition, competing for Miss Arkansas.
We kind of got used to, Maddie has been a winner now for a while. That summer I went to go see her in her state pageant and she won for 3rd runner-up. So we really, as she made the leap going from the teen division to the Miss division, we knew that that was going to be a big step for Maddie, as she was really hoping to compete in Miss Arkansas in the summer of 2017.
My first Miss pageant was Miss South Central, and I kind of went into it not really knowing what to expect with it being a Miss pageant. I was always told that the Miss interviews were a lot harder and that it was a lot different atmosphere, but I went into it so excited and felt so prepared, and I went into it knowing that I was myself the whole way. And so actually I was crowned Miss South Central, and I could not believe it, and I was just so humbled and so grateful for this opportunity, and to know that I will be going to Miss Arkansas was something that I couldn't believe, but I'm just so thankful for my parents and my sister and all of my friends and everybody else who has gotten me to where I am today because of that.
Despite the glitz and glamour most see on stage, it is Maddie's hard work and dedication that help her to achieve her goals.
She makes it look easy on stage. They all do. And if you did a combined number of hours of the contestants, especially in talent.
It's the interview prep. It's the knowing what current events are. So it's, constantly looking at news.
I just think it's the preparation. On top of all of the schoolwork that she has. I mean, she's constantly got that in the back of her mind. I've got to study, then I've got to practice, and then I've got to work out, and then I've got to study some more. I mean, so, I like that it keeps her busy with something positive in her life, and that she always is striving to be better at.
Maddie puts so much time into pageants, and you can tell that she really loves them and cares so much about them. And I understand that she doesn't have a lot of time for just to sit back with us as a family, and she just has to be so dedicated to pageants and everything else that she has going on in her life.
I think so many people can get into pageantry and can get into sports and can get into AP classes and can get into so many things and really lose themselves through high school. It's really easy to fit in and not stand out. And that's what you see most people doing, but I've never seen Maddie waver. I've seen her have hard times, sure, but I think the one thing that Maddie stands out more than anything is just no matter whether she's on the court playing volleyball or if she's walking in heels on a stage, she's doing it with the persona of that her main goal in the end is to bring glory to God.
I get this question all the time, is how do you do it all? And honestly, time management is the biggest thing for me, is with all of these activities that I do, is having to manage my time well. And so I have to put priorities first and put things that need to get done before other things. And so sometimes that enables me to do stuff with my friends, and it makes me have to make really big sacrifices, but I know it'll all be good in the end.
While negative stereotypes of pageant girls are common, Maddie strives to deter from these common misconceptions and to always remain genuine.
I think that there's a lot of stereotypes that come with pageantry. There really is. I know that my mom dealt with them. I know Maddie's mom dealt with them. I've just kind of grown up watching pageantry, so I can tell when somebody's different and when somebody's, your cliche pageant girl, because obviously stereotypes come with a reason.
Maddie isn't just your typical pageant girl. She's not just pretty on the outside. She's pretty on the inside and has a really good heart.
And I also think that people, even when I was competing, thought that beauty pageant contestants were very vain. And if you get to know any of the girls that are in the Miss America organization, you will see that it's very opposite of that. They are, they always put themselves, others before themselves, and they are always willing to help.
Maddie, she's just different. I don't know. You get up there and you watch her on stage, and you see these people and they win awards and they have the gasping look on their face, like, oh my gosh, I just won, and you know that they knew that they were gonna win. Like, you can just kind of tell. And Maddie's really not. She's not like that at all. Like, she gets up there thinking that the experience in and of itself is a blessing and it's an honor, whether she's gonna be titled that night or not. She really takes it as an experience, as a learning lesson. Well, if I don't win this one, then I'm gonna watch my tape and I'm gonna learn from it and I'm gonna do better in my next one.
I think in the pageant world, there is a lot of stereotypes for what pageant girls really are. And I think that a lot of people think that to be a pageant girl, you have to be pretty, you have to be able to talk to people, and that all you have to do is be able to go on stage. But that is not the case. People don't realize how much hard work goes behind it, and the interview skills that you have to have, and just the love that you have to share to others, because it's a job. Winning a title, it's not just walking on stage. It's a job. It's something that you have to, wake up and want to do, and wake up and want to make others feel like they're special.
With the support of her friends and family throughout her journey, Maddie knows she is never alone.
If there was anything that I had to say to Maddie about our relationship, is just I'm so happy for her and how much she has accomplished just in her 17 years, and how I can't wait to see what she does in her life and how much she has impacted my life.
Something that absolutely astounds me, really, is that she sees the volleyball court and she sees the stage the same as an opportunity to share Jesus. And a lot of people don't think like that, but Maddie really does. She thinks intentionally, and She thinks with kindness and love in her heart at all times, no matter what. And I think that that's something that I respect in her more than anything, is just that she's so willing to go out of her way to make everybody feel like a somebody. And that's maybe not be the quality that I have, but I get to learn it from her, which is so cool. But I think that's one of the most important things that you can have in a friend, is somebody who you can watch them, and they might exhibit a specific area in their life better than you do, and they might live it out better than you do, but you're able to learn from them. She really compliments me in a lot of areas, and that's one of them, is just really being intentionally kind and just genuine, just the most genuine person you'll ever meet.
My dream one day is to actually be Miss Arkansas and to be able to inspire other girls and other people throughout the community, just in whatever I do, and knowing that it's not about yourself. It's about serving other people, and it's about going out in the world and making an impact, a positive impact, and doing things that you may have to step out of your comfort zone by doing. But I just want that opportunity to go out and to make a big impact, just like Savannah Skidmore, and especially Savvy Shields now with being Miss America. That's something that I want to do, is to be able to reach people from, across not only the state, but even the country.